Coffee and Beats presents to you my top 25 albums of the year. Which album will finish number 1? Keep watching to find out. But before I do that, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified every time I post a new video. And now, enough of me rambling. Let's get right into the intro. Welcome to another edition of Coffee and Beats. I am musical barista Rod the Magnificent, back with another list. It is the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. 2025 is coming to an end, and I'm back with one of your favorite episodes of the year, and that is my top 25 albums list. Now, before I get into it, I do have a coffee recommendation because I haven't been slipping in that department. Some people have called me out in that department, and so here I got something for you. I got a K-Cup for you. This is raspberry flavored, chocolate raspberry flavored K-Cup, and it is from Barissimo, or barista is like a little play on barista word there, but it can be found at your local Aldi store in the special items, I guess the holiday item section. You know, they usually have their seasonal stuff out, and this was in the seasonal section, so it's a limited time supply. Good Arabic coffee, very good flavor and smell to it, good scent. Combine it with your favorite creamer, or if you like it dark, I think this one will be just fine dark as well. So please check that one out if you get a chance before supplies run out. Enough of me rambling. Let's get right into this top 25. This is what you're here for. And what I'm going to do here is from 25 through 11, I'm going to do a little speed run. And then when we get to the top 10, I will definitely break down why these albums made the list. So let's get right into it. Starting off at number 25, we got Dublin with Nectar, and this is a very mellow house music project. This combines smooth jazz elements. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it sets a nice vibe. It's great for background listening. It rewards you when you're locked in. Definitely was a nice surprise. Gave me Cascade / Jadines from Naked Music vibes, a little bit of hint of Blue Six in it. So if you're a fan of jazzy house music, nice little grooves, late night grooves, this one is perfect for you. Also, what will be perfect for you is at number 24, we have Butcher Brown with Letters from Atlantic. And Letters from Atlantic is a really good blend of funk, jazz, and hip hop. Really done well here. It feels modern but rooted. A lot of replay value on this one. Check this one out whenever you get a chance. If you're a fan of the roots, you will really like this one. At number 23, we got Salin with Romana, and oh man, this was one of my favorites. Very good instrumental project, spiritual jazz with global influence. It puts you in a calm, focused space. Not an everyday listen, but perfect when you need that balance. And boy, does this album give me the balance that I needed. Along with this one, at number 22, we had Surprise Chef with Superb instrumental soul that feels cinematic. This album sounds like it belongs in a movie scene or a late night drive, but man, this is really good. If you're a fan of Bad Bad Not Good, you will like this one. Along with this next one at number 21, we have Little Sims with Lotus, and this is her first album departing from the producer Inflo. And if you guys aren't familiar, Inflo is married to Cleo Soul, and they both have done a lot of collaborative projects, but right now they're in the middle of a lawsuit. And so this is her first album without his production, and she did pretty good. It's a very reflective album. It's not about big moments here. It's about growth, maturity, and perspective. And I thought she did an excellent job. Very personal record for her. Little Sims showed out on this one. At number 20, we have Terrace Martin along with Kenyon Dixon with Come As You Are. Warm, welcoming R&B, no pressure, no ego, just solid songwriting and musicianship, and great features on this one. Most notably a nice feature from Rhapsody on here. So check this one out when you get a chance. Along with number 19, Genevieve with Chrysalis. I call this the Lakeshore Drive album. I mean, this album has such smooth, bouncy, dreamy, soft R&B all throughout. This album feels intimate and personal also in some pockets as well. Good headphone music, good driving music. She covered all her bases on this one. She crossed all her T's, she dotted all her I's. If you're a fan of Genevieve, it's so good to have her back after a long hiatus. Up next, we have Yukimi with For You. This is her first album outside of her Little Dragon project. She stepped away from Little Dragon to give herself a personal therapy session almost with this album. It's very gentle, it's emotional, and it's very human. And this feels like a conversation with that special person, that special friend in her life, that kind of feels like she was trying to find her identity with this one. Very touching vocals. You see the passion with this project from Yukimi. So at number 17, we have Cartoons with Space Cadet. And this is a funky, playful album that has full of character, bass driven, and it's just a fun listen. Very good features on this one as well. At number 16, we got Alphamist with Roulette. This might be Alphamist's best album to date. It stays consistent. It has jazz fusion with emotion and intention. Very focused album. Good vocals behind a lot of the instrumentals on here. And I just really enjoyed this one from front to back. At number 15, we got Solean and Jay Rawls with Midnight Angel. This was a sleeper right here, man. I kind of bumped into this album kind of late in the year, but boy, no skips on this one. Great underground soul with polish, late night candlelit type vibe of music. You will really enjoy this one. I think this is one of the most slept on albums of the 2025 season. Up next, we got The Circling Sun with Orbits at number 14. Low-key spiritual jazz that feels cosmic, very layered and peaceful in some pockets. I think you will really enjoy this one. At number 13, we got Salt with 10. And when I revisited it, there were some flaws I did see in the record that kind of knocked my score down from my original score. But I still think this is a really good, powerful project from Salt, one of their best projects in about 5 years, in my opinion. Salt does not waste any time or words here. Great instrumentals, great vocals by Cleo Soul. Up next, we got another sleeper project, Nate Smith with Live Action. The drummer here, Nate Smith, doesn't come up short. Nothing but good head nod, boom bap, jazz, funk fusion here. Good guest appearances on this one as well. And at number 11, we got Kokoriko with Tough Times Never Last. This album feels joyful without being cheesy, so to speak. Afro jazz that lifts your mood but still has depth. Sweetie is my song of the year, man. I love that track. Sweetie, my feet down. I mean, that song, the bass line on that one, excellent. If you haven't seen their Tiny Desk, you need to go watch it. I thought it was pretty good. Shout out to Kokoriko for giving us one of the most enjoyable albums of 2025. And now we're going to get into our top 10, the moment that you've been waiting for. Coffee and Beats top 10 albums of 2025. The list, it just keeps going, and we are going to start off with this one. Doja Cuts. Yes, not Doja Cat. Like I said in my previous review, Doja Cuts. This album feels like modern soul with deep respect for the past. Tight grooves, smooth vocals here, and a lot of replay value. It doesn't try to reinvent anything, but it just does what it really wants to do very well. Good vocals on here. And shout out to Doja Cuts for reaching out to me. She actually saw my review of her album, and I really appreciate when artists do reach out and show their appreciation for my review. I don't know who's watching my episodes, to be honest with you, and if any of these artists watch my episodes, but I really appreciate Doja Cuts reaching out to me personally and liking my material, forwarding it to their fans, forwarding the review to their fans, reposting my videos. I really appreciate that. Our love here at Coffee and Beats, we want to give it back to you, and please, we really appreciate all the wonderful music that you've been able to supply to us. Up next, we got L. Michaels Affair with 24-Hour Sports. It was a very good project. It was funky, it was cinematic, and it was very intentional. Every track felt like it belongs in a scene. I love the themes that it carried throughout the record, making it seem like you are watching Sports Center almost. But every track feels good. It's an easy listen, and every time I listen to it, I find something new about it that just keeps me plugged in, keeps me locked in. So big shout out to L. Michaels Affair. At number 8, we got the Diasonics with Ornithology, and this one is just classic jazz soul, very up tempo. I mean, this album was just amazing to listen to all the way through. Gave me Croon Band type of vibes here. So if you really like groups like that, I think you will really appreciate Diasonics. Up next, at number 7, we have Silas Short with Lushland. I can't say more than enough about this project. This album stayed with me all season long. It's honest R&B combined with some good hip hop. His flow on some of the projects is very smooth. It was very creative in some pockets. It kind of feels like Mad Lib meets Bilal in some pockets. It's worth your time and day. It's very creative. It's very vulnerable in some pockets and very well produced. Silas Short, you did not come up short with this particular project. Thank you for landing in our top 10. Up next, we got Kaytranada with Ain't No Way. I didn't get a chance to review this album earlier this season because around the time it came out, I was pretty busy. But Kaytranada stayed in his pocket here. He went back to the basics on, he kind of picked up where he left off with 99.9% on this one, with club ready beats, but still soulful and musical. The album grew on me more and more as I kept listening to it, and as I was listening to it, I was like, man, no features. I noticed on the track list, no features on here, and it's just Kaytranada going back to the old Toronto basement sounding, boiler room sounding Kaytranada here, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So this is a top tier album. Give this one a shot if you haven't done so already. And now to the top 5, we got Coffee Stone with All the Flowers Have Bloomed, and this album feels like a journal, real stories, real reflection, real growth, good hip hop, good grassroots hip hop here. If you're a fan of groups like Arrested Development, it's got those introspective flows without being too heavy handed here. It's a very human record, and it's just some good timely hip hop that's a lot needed. And I really liked the fact that this album was very clean. It had a very clean listen to it. The production is crisp, and I just enjoyed this one all the way through. Still come back to it. I think it's one of the best and most slept on hip hop albums of 2025. Up next, we got 7 Wonder with Daybreak. And Daybreak, it was such a surprise for me. I really enjoyed Daybreak. This is a cinematic music at its finest, jazz funk that sounds like a soundtrack to a movie that doesn't exist yet, and it's in every track it paints a beautiful picture that you can just flow with. And 7 Wonder was definitely a nice surprise for me. I have been familiar with his music in the past, but this one really grabbed me, and I really appreciated this one. Also, I appreciate our number 3 album of the year, and that is Rochelle Jordan with Through the Wall. And boy, oh boy, this is when it got tough for me in this top 25 list, because she put the pressure on me. At first, I had this at number 1 because I was bumping this album for a month straight, but it's forward-thinking, fast-paced house music done right, very smooth and experimental in some pockets of the record. This album has so much confidence. The balance of emotion and innovation here is amazing. Her vocals are amazing. The production is so crisp. You got K Tronada giving some contributions on this one, but there were some other producers on this album, and you can go look it up. They blew it away. And boy, Rochelle Jordan knocked this one out of the park. I think hands down, this is her best project to date, and this is why it landed in my number 3 spot. Up next at number 2, we got De La Soul with Cabin in the Sky. This was one of the best projects of the year. De La Soul just really grabbed my heart with this one. With the passing of Dave and him only being on 4 songs on here, I didn't mind it one bit. But I also appreciated Posdnuos throughout this project. He showed me his lyrical prowess throughout. I think this is one of his strongest lyrical performances. If you combine that with all of the De La Soul albums from the past, I thought Posdnuos was in his groove here. The production is very clean. These legends show why they're legends completely. The message it still matters here. The creativity is still there, and it sounds fresh without chasing any of the trends that's going on today. The only trends they're chasing is 3 Feet High and Rising. The only trends they are chasing is De La Soul is Dead. Stakes is High. Shout out to Posdnuos, Mace. And great tribute to Dave. Dave didn't sound forced on here. They didn't force Dave on all of the tracks, which is another reason why I like the album so much. But De La Soul, Cabin in the Sky is definitely worth a listen. Go check it out if you haven't done so already. Also, go check this album out. At number one, this album had a chokehold on me all season long, and that is Erica DeCossier with Lifetime. It's quiet, it's minimal, it's emotional, nothing feels rushed here. It's intimate, it's subtle, and it's stayed in my rotation all season long. For me, this was the most complete experience when it came to trip hop being resurrected. I thought that with this particular album, it gave me memories of those old Portishead projects from back in the 90s, the Tricky projects, also the Massive Attack projects from the early 90s. And then just some of the moodiness kind of gave me introduction type of quality to a New York Undercover episode. Like, it gave me all of that. And then her haunting vocals on this one just flowed smooth like butter. I mean, this album melts all over you, and it is just one of the best projects that Erica DeCossier has dropped in her catalog. If you're not familiar with Erica DeCossier's music, feel free to start anywhere. But if you start at Lifetime, I will not be mad at you. I think it's one of my personal favorite albums, and it is Coffee and Beats top 25 #1 album here in the cafe. And that will do it for this edition of Coffee and Beats. I am your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. When it comes to coffee, when it comes to music, stay grounded for life. Also, just a kind reminder, I did drop a mixtape, and that mixtape is called Writers Unblocked Volume 5. Please check it out if you haven't done so already. I'll leave the link to that mixtape down below in the description box. But thank you for tuning in to this episode of Coffee and Beats. And also, if you've been following me here on season 8 of Coffee and Beats all season long, thank you for your support. All those who follow me in the Instagram community, thank you for your support as well. Those who have me in your top Spotify Unwrapped list. I think I have 3. I think I've been mentioned in top 10s for Spotify Rap. So if I'm in your top 10 Spotify Rap, I really appreciate you watching, even though I don't know you. I really appreciate your support. I really work hard on these episodes, and I really thank you for taking in the time to listen into my thoughts and opinion on a lot of these records, and also giving me some recommendations on records as well. So I thank you for that. All of the people that have supported Coffee and Beats throughout the years. We are entering the 5th year that I have been doing this show. So I can't wait to do a special show for that one. So be on the lookout for that But again, thank you for all your support, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.